As Thunderbolt ports become more common in laptops, a Thunderbolt dock becomes a necessary accessory providing I/O access for legacy mice, keyboards, external drives, and more. It's essentially the centerpiece of productive office, whether at work or home. If you don't have one, that's fine. In today's video, we are going to present to you the top 8 best Thunderbolt docks for your laptop. Follow the links in the description below. If this is your first time in our channel, please subscribe and hit the bell button for the daily video notification. So without further ado, let's get started. At the first position of our list, we have I/O Gear Quantum Dual Mode Belkin Thunderbolt 3 Dock Core. Best Budget Thunderbolt Dock Runner-Up. Belkin's Thunderbolt 3 Dock Core is a smartly designed, powered Thunderbolt 3 travel dock and an inexpensive one as well. At a nearly square 5.2 by 6.5 by 1.5 inches, the Thunderbolt Dock Core Black doesn't take up much room, and the included 8-inch Thunderbolt 3 cord provides ample length for flexibility. Ports are adequately spaced around the flat black plastic cube with HDMI 2.0 and DisplayPort 1.4 ports, providing a stable 4K by 60Hz experience to both of my 4K displays. There's Gigabit Ethernet and a 3.5mm audio jack, but good luck telling the USB 3.1 and USB 2.0 Type A ports apart, they're not labeled. Moving on to the next at number 2 with Plugable TBT3 UDZ Thunderbolt 3 Docking Station, Best Overall Thunderbolt Dock. Plugable's TBT3 UDZ is simply one of the best Thunderbolt 3 docks we have tested. With a boatload of ports, it's expensive however. On the front, the TBT3 UDZ includes a 10 gigabits per second USB-C and a 10 gigabits per second USB-A, USB 3.1 port, microSD and SD card slots, plus a headphone jack. On the rear, 5 USB-A, USB 3.0 ports, and Gigabit Ethernet complement a pair of DisplayPort 1.4 ports and HDMI 2.0 ports. It's all based on Intel's Titan Ridge chipset. A 29-inch 4 gigabits per second Thunderbolt 3 cable connects the dock to your laptop and is capable of delivering 96 watts of power. Naturally, this is a powered dock with a hefty 170 watt charger. The number 3 position is held by Plugable TBT3 UDC3 Thunderbolt Dock, Best Overall Thunderbolt Dock Runner-Up. Plugable's TBT3 UDC3 is a smaller, less expensive version of the TBT3 UDZ with less I/O flexibility but more focus. The dock includes a pair of USB-A 5 gigabit per second port on the front for a mouse and keyboard, and then a second USB-A 10 gigabit per second port on the back. A pair of two 10 gigabit per second USB-C ports sit alongside it for further expansion. There's Gigabit Ethernet too. Smartly, Plugable includes one HDMI 2.0 port and a DisplayPort 1.4 port for display connections, plus an HDMI to DisplayPort dongle in the box in case you own 2 HDMI displays. Next at number 4 we have Kensington SD5700T Thunderbolt 4 Docking Station, Best Thunderbolt 4 Dock. The Kensington SD5700T Thunderbolt 4 docking station has one upstream Thunderbolt 4 USB 4 port to connect to your computer, and 3 downstream Thunderbolt 4 USB 4 ports to connect to other devices, including external displays. In addition, the dock supplies 3 USB-A ports, 10 gigabit per second charging at 4.5 watt, and a single USB-A port, 480 megabits per second, that can charge at 7.5 watt. The SD5700T also provides Gigabit Ethernet, a UHS 2 SD card reader, and a 3.5mm audio jack. The dock is powered by a quite powerful 180 watt power supply, among the highest we have tested. This should provide plenty of power, 90 watts, for connected devices. The number 5 position is held by Plugable 5-in-1 Thunderbolt Hub, USB 4 HUB 3A. Best Thunderbolt 4 Hub. The Mac world tends to emphasize Thunderbolt connected displays far more than the Windows world does, so this might be a niche product for most of you. But this thing is tiny, even if unfortunately the associated power brick isn't. It will send 15 watt of power via the Thunderbolt USB-C connections to charge smartphones and 60 watts to host PC. We lack Thunderbolt connected displays among our test bed, so we can fully test this. But the box does include a USB-C to HDMI adapter, so you can certainly connect one display natively out of the box, then attach a USB-C hub to connect another. The number 6 position is dominated by Anker Apex 12-in-1 Thunderbolt 4 dock. Best Thunderbolt dock for HDMI displays. The Apex Thunderbolt 4 dock features one 40 gigabits per second upstream TB4 port that connects to the other computer with the included Thunderbolt 4 cable, and one 40 gigabits per second downstream TB4 port for other devices such as a fast SSD storage drive. The upstream Thunderbolt port can supply up to 90 watts of power to your laptop, while the downstream port can charge other devices at 15 watts. Anker's inclusion of two HDMI ports means you don't need any adapters to connect displays, provided you own two HDMI connections. In total, the dock supports the two Thunderbolt 4 ports, two USB-A ports, 10 gigabits per second, 4.5 watt of power, another USB-A port, 480 megabits per second, 4.5 watt, and a USB-C port, 10 gigabits per second, 20 watts, alongside Gigabit Ethernet, a UHS 2 SD card reader, and a 3.5mm headphone jack. The dock is powered with a 120 watt power supply. Moving on to the next at number 7 with CalDigit Thunderbolt Station 3 Plus. CalDigit TS3 Plus, most flexible Thunderbolt dock for I/O. CalDigit's Thunderbolt Station 3 Plus is one of the most popular Thunderbolt 3 docks available, and it's easy to see why. A space-saving vertical orientation, 87 watt charging, gobs of available ports, and even niceties like a SPDIF optical connection and an external Thunderbolt jack for daisy chaining devices. Port selection includes two Thunderbolt 3 ports, one from the laptop and one for an external connection, and a single DisplayPort 1.2 port. That's ideal for a single 4K display, but awkward for two. The TS3 Plus includes one full-sized SD 4.0 UHS 2 card reader, the SPDIF port, Gigabit Ethernet, and two 3.5mm audio jacks, one in, one out. 5 USB Type-A ports are also included, all 5 gigabit per second USB 3.1 Gen 1, and two USB-C ports, one 5 gigabit port and one 10 gigabits per second port. Finally, the number 8 position is held by CalDigit Thunderbolt Station 4, TS4, best for Apple Mac users. This recommendation comes courtesy of our colleagues at Macworld, who have compiled their own list of best Thunderbolt docking stations for the Apple Mac market. All the ports you could want coupled with high wattage charging justify the price of this full-featured dock. And who are we to argue? We can personally vouch for its progenitor, the TS3 Plus, which we ranked favorably among the Thunderbolt docks. While we have yet to review the TS4 ourselves, a simple gander at the price reaffirms our certainty that this is a product for the Mac market. That's all for today. We upload tech product review videos every single day, so don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon for the upcoming video notification.